Hi guys, and welcome back to World of Tanks, and we're back with another random destruction, and it's a bit of a mixed bag for you tonight. First of all, I'm in my T127 doing a bit of crew training. I've got the T3488 of course, but I just keep this one around for when I fancy something a bit different and a bit more fun down at Tier 3. I did a review of this a week or two ago actually, so if you want to know a bit more about the tank, it's in the Tank Reviews playlist, or you can find it on my channel. But a quick rundown of the stats, the basic stats. It's got quite a decent little gun, 51mm pen and 47 alpha damage, 26.25 rounds a minute, not particularly accurate, 0.43, 38 kilometers an hour, decent engine at 250 horsepower, decent traverse at 34 degrees for the hull, and good traverse on the turret at 46. Poor view range at 320. Well, I say poor, actually no, that's a bit unfair. It's about average for tier 3s. But the armour is fantastic, and it's known as the baby IS-6, and if you angle it right and stay at medium range, you can bounce a lot of shots in this. And I think it only sees up to tier 4. In fact, I'm sure it does. I'm sure it's got preferential matchmaking and doesn't see any higher than tier 4. But it's got 40mm of very well angled armour on the front, 30 on the side and rear, which and you can see it's got a bit of slope in there on the sides as well. 40 on the front of the turret, 30 on the sides, and 25 on the rear. But it is a cracking little crew trainer, and that's what I've been doing. I've been training up a crew for a tank destroyer. I'm going to be getting the SU-100M, I think it is, or the SU-100M1, whichever one it is anyway. It's the other Russian tank destroyer, not the SU-152. And in fact, while I'm being a scrub lord and firing premium ammunition at that D2 up there, I'll tell you a little bit, or a bit of a tip, about crew training. And it's called overtraining, I think it is. And what you basically do is, say you've put your crew in your tank, you've trained up your first skill, but you know that your next skill isn't going to be done before you unlock your next tank. Or, well, you don't have to know that, I mean you can just choose to do this. Instead of putting your second skill on your crew, keep running the crew in the tank without picking a skill, and it saves up the XP. Then when you unlock the next tank and put that crew in that tank and just pay silver for it at 75%, that XP will then carry over, and if you've earned enough up, or saved enough up should I say, it'll actually put the crew straight up to 100%, and more than likely put some on the skill that you choose then. I'll try and do a tips video actually, and include it in there at some point, but I just thought I'd let you know about it because it is quite a useful thing to know. So basically it ends up that you can put a crew into a tank at 100% without having to use gold. In fact, I've not tried it out yet, so yeah, knowing my luck, I'll have just told you guys about it. I'm actually doing it at the minute. I've just trained a crew up, and I completely forgot to put them in a tank and try it out. So knowing my luck, I'd have told you about it, and yeah, they'll have stopped it working, or Wargaming will have taken it out or something. So I'll have to try it out and let you know in the tomorrow's video. And like I say, I'll have to put together a tips video. But anyway, I've been having fun down here at tier 3, tearing everybody apart, and you can see I've been bouncing a lot of shots. It's such a little beast. Oh, there's a Marder 2 behind me though. Now I've got to be careful. Yeah, not careful enough, I'm afraid. Marder 2s have quite a potent little gun on them. Oh well, that's me over and done with, but, well, 21 penetrations and 5 kills, that's not too shabby, and I'm quite happy with that. But I think, yeah, are we going to cap out? Well, I think I might keep it a surprise. Let's skip to the end. Yeah, it was a defeat, unfortunately. But not too bad on my part. 442 blocked is a lot at tier 3, actually, considering these are tanks with sort of 250 health and less. 868 damage done. 2,500 XP on a loss. Not base XP, but still that's not bad, and it just shows the XP and sort of crew training potential of these little tier 3 tanks. The fact that, you know, on a loss, I mean, especially a tough little tank like that, but on a loss you can walk away with 2,500 XP. And yeah, I think the base XP, 1,000 base XP at tier 3 for a loss is not too shabby really. So there you go. It just, like I say, it just really shows the crew training potential of these little tier 3s. But don't be afraid to use a bit of premium ammunition. You don't need to use just premium ammo. Well, there's the odd tank that you do, I think, but no, yeah, don't be afraid to use it. It can be the difference between a win, a loss, your survival, or death. So, got another replay coming up for you, and it's at the other end of the tiers. So here we are, Pacific Island Typhoon, and I'm back in the Conqueror because I'm grinding out for the FV215B. And while I'm just finding the enemy tanks, I meant to do this at the beginning of the video, and my memory is absolutely crap. So, I'm going to do it now. One, I'd like to say a big thank you to all my subscribers. I hit 200 subscribers earlier today, and it's still going up slowly, and it's absolutely fantastic. And you know, I am quite overwhelmed actually. It's gone up quite a lot in the past week and a half, so I'm really pleased with that. So a big thank you to all you guys out there. Also, I'd like to shout out to Board Jack, who's one of my subscribers, and he's also got his own YouTube channel, and he's in my subscriptions if you'd like to go and check him out. I saw him in a match earlier. I was in my Chieftain on Great Wall, and it threw me a little bit at first actually, because I really wasn't expecting to see one of my subscribers' names in there. So yeah, I couldn't quite figure out where he was when he said to follow him at the beginning of the match, and it just took me by surprise. But it was a loss, unfortunately. We fought hard, and Bojack was the last man standing, but yeah, it was. Unfortunately, it was a loss. But yeah, it was a good fun match though. I think well, I'll say good fun match. I think I did about 3,500 damage, which is slightly on the low side, but not too bad. About average actually. I had a couple of dodgy matches today, but anyway, like I say, back in the Conqueror. I did get the Mark of Excellence on the barrel, as you can see, and then I had a couple of very bad and a couple of very unfortunate matches in it, and it actually dropped back down below 65%. I think it was from something like 72. Yeah, it was that bad. In fact, one of them, it was a tier 10 match, started going along, being quite careful, because, you know, there were waffle dragons and such in there, and I think there was an AMX 50, whichever one it is, the tier 10 auto loading one. I can't remember what it is now, not the bat chat, the heavy. And I got spotted basically more or less at the beginning of the match. All of a sudden got spotted and clipped by a waffle dragon and the tier 10 auto loading French heavy, which was not much fun, having done nothing at all. So yeah, that really punished my damage standing. But anyway, here we are, tier 9 match. It's an encounter, and obviously Pacific Island Typhoon. And put a nice hit into that T28 prototype. See if we get another one. Yep, there we go, finish him off. 203 mil of armour on the front, but no match for the penetration on the Conqueror. In fact, I've even forgot to run down in the stats. This, I'm very, very forgetful tonight, aren't I? I don't quite know what's going on. Oh, I did upset somebody the other day. I meant to say in the last couple of videos, and again completely forgot. I killed somebody when I was doing the trying to do the review for the FCM pack 40, and I was doing a few matches, and in one of the matches I killed an A20, and he really took exception to it and sent me quite a nasty message in Russian, and I didn't know it was Russian, but I got it translated. And according to the translation, and I try not to swear too much in my videos, you know, I do a little bit, but yeah, according to the translation, it was mouse bitch fucking. So apparently I wasn't allowed to kill him, but I did. I broke the rules. Yes, the unwritten rules that I didn't know about. Ooh, CDC up there, paper armour. Great tank though, really fun to drive. You just got to be careful with it. Really good for working the ridgelines though. Conqueror's stats, I'll give you a quick rundown. You got 259 pen on the ammunition with 400 damage, 5.7 rounds a minute, very accurate, 0.33, 1.9 second aiming time, which is quite good. Hull armour's not too bad, really. It gets a lot of flak. The side armour is atrocious at 51mm, and the rear at 38, and the front is 130. The lower plate is like paper and just made of ammo racks. But the upper plate, you can bounce a few shots off it actually, especially if, well, lower tiers, yeah, definitely. Some of the higher tiers, if you accentuate that angle slightly with a slope. Very good turret front though at 254, very weak sides though at 89 and 70 on the rear. But I've not been doing too bad this match. I think I've redeemed myself in the Conqueror. Ooh, managed to get a hit on the CDC on the move, that was lucky. Shame I didn't finish him off though. He's become a bit of a pain. Somebody else has though, so that's nice. Let's see if we can get in here and reset this cap. But it's been a good game so far. 12 penetrating hits, that'll be building the damage up nicely. Oh. Plunk myself into that wreck so I wasn't paying attention. Donk it when I go for the E75. Got to reset this cap. Go for the weak spot on the IS-3 and penetrate, and we take a little bit of time off. See if we can get one through the E75. Managed to damage him. Somebody else got the kill though, and that, well, the cap's been reset quite a bit, and now it's been reset fully. It's been quite a frantic little match this actually. In fact, this match broke my crap streak in the Conqueror, and I was quite thankful of it, and I've actually had some decent games in it since. But yeah, it did it. Put my, like I say, put my damage standing down from about 72% to I think it was about 61 over the course of about 3 or 4 games, and they're absolutely awful. But now we've got an STI, or an ST1, whichever you want to call it. The tier 9 Russian heavy. Yes, the heavy. They are very tough to get through from the front. Even for something with a good gun like a Conqueror. You've really got to pick out the weak spots, because they can bounce a hell of a lot from the front. Now he's going to keep trying to reset the cap. You see what I mean? Bounce off his turret. I know it was sort of 50-50 there, but I was hoping for the 50 in my favour. Now he's trying to goad me into firing. And I'm going to pick my moment. And yeah, that was very poorly aimed. And I think I was being a bit too keen, so I just stopped, took a breath, aimed properly and down at the hull, because this is popping up over there. He's either going to, because the angle is going to sort of flatten out part of his armour. I think it's got some bits on the cheek, although it looks like I'm actually putting it through the tracks there, which is having to expose to come up over there. Excuse me. But I was a bit keen on the firing then, and it dinged off, and I was lucky to bounce that then. I've taken a bit of damage, and I'm pretty sure I'm a one-hit kill for him. So I'm going to have to be very careful and kill him first. Beautiful. Just managed to get it in there before he fired, and you know, he could have finished me off. It was basically me or him. We were both one-hit kills. So I was well happy for that, and like I say, that one really broke that crap streak that I was having in the Conqueror. So I was really pleased about that as well. But 6,500 damage done, and over 3,500 damage blocked. It put my damage standing back up, so I got my Mark of Excellence back in there. Came out of it with a high caliber, second class mastery badge, steel wall, and a Confederate, which is nice. And came top of the table, which is always nice. It's always nice when you come top. But I do really like the Conqueror. I hated it until I got the 120mm gun. Well, I say I didn't hate it. It was just frustrating that you were basically using a tier 9 Carnarvon. With, I think you get a slightly better turret. I think you have the top turret with the 20-pounder Type B, but essentially you're in a tier 9 Carnarvon, which is very, very frustrating. And I'm not saying that the Carnarvon's a bad tank, because it's not. You just have to know how to use it, but you know, it's tier 8 tank. I don't want to be using it at tier 9, you know, when I'm seeing tier 9s and 10s. Well, tier 9s all the time and tier 10s a lot of the time. Right, so now we're in a tank on Wide Park, and I don't know if I've even shown this on my channel before. It's the Panzer 2J, and this is the PS variant, which basically stands for PlayStation, and it gets quite a funky skin actually on it. And I don't know if it's still on the PlayStation Store, but you could download this for free if you had PlayStation Plus. And you could just download it for free. It's got an absolutely awful gun. It really is. In fact, the gun cannot penetrate another Panzer 2J. So if there's you and another one left at the end of the match, it's going to be a draw. Unless you can get up enough speed to ram each other to death, but even that's difficult. But it's a tier 3 light tank with the armour of a tier 5 heavy. I kid you not. Yeah, it really is. But let's talk about the gun first. 165 rounds a minute, because it's sort of a machine gun type, auto-loady type thing. Yeah, we're getting very technical. It's actually a 2cm KWK. 23mm of penetration on your standard rounds, 46 on your premium rounds. Now remember that, 23 and 46, 11 damage, alpha damage. So that's the sort of gun it is. There's a few other tanks around this tier with similar guns. Aim time 1.4 seconds, horrible accuracy at 0.57. Now the armour, that is where this its strengths lie. 80mm of armour on the front, 50 on the sides and rear, and it's the same on the turret. 80 on the front, 50 on the sides and rear. So, like I say, if you come up against another Panzer 2J in your Panzer 2J, you won't kill each other, and that's it. But the gun, you have to use a lot of premium ammunition. And there goes my phone again. God, what is it with my memory tonight? I forgot to put my phone on silent. Anyway, yeah, you will have to carry premium ammunition, but I take this out when I'm wanting a bit of fun. It's got preferential matchmaking, so you'll never see above tier 4. You do have to be careful in tier 4 games, and be careful against things like Marders, which have got enough penetration to take you out. The FCM 36-Kpfw. If you come up against things like M3 Lees, that sort of thing, they can take you out. But you can see the rate of fire and the reload on it, and it's basically a spray and pray type of weapon. You point, you spray, and you pray that you can hit and penetrate and take them out. But like I say, there is not much that can actually deal with you at tier 3, apart from a few of the tank destroyers. Tier 4 matches, you do have to be more careful. But as you can see there, I've got no hope of penetrating the M3 Lee or the other Panzer 2J. Oh, and this is a tier 4 match, obviously. Again, forgetful today. Yep, Wide Park, standard battle, tier 4 match. Tier 3 tank. I can't remember the last time I actually got in a tier 3 game in this, but if you get in a tier 3 game on a map such as Himmelsdorf or Ensk, and there are not any tank destroyers or artillery on the enemy team, because artillery are a bit of a bane, then you can just go to town and you basically just roll up, slightly angled, you'll bounce shots all day long, and you just tear into things like I'm doing here. Just lock on and empty a clip into things. It is an incredibly fun little tank, but it is an incredibly expensive habit, so I don't take it out a lot. I think an average match will cost me somewhere in the regions of 20 to 40,000 silver. And there's there we go. Last thing left on the enemy team, the enemy Panzer 2J. Now that round thing, I think on the PC used to be a weak spot, it's not anymore. And even though it shows a 50-50, I don't even think I've penetrated one of these things. That was somebody else doing it, it's just coincidental that it did it when I did. But it's a good little stress reliever when you're getting a good match. It can be very stressful at times though, when you just keep getting into tier 4 matches and getting killed very easily. But there you go, yeah, 33,000 loss 486 damage done, which isn't bad because it's considering it only does 11 per shot. And I got a mastery badge in it, which is nice. Got a small repair kit for the op there. And again, blocked 441, which considering the tier is not too bad. In fact, only one hit that I received penetrated. I didn't receive that many hits actually. But there you go, Panzer 2J. I don't know if it's still on the store, but if it is, I'd recommend downloading it, having a bit of fun in it every now and again. Anyway, as always, I hope you've enjoyed what you've seen, and I hope I've entertained you, and I hope you may have even possibly learnt something. And if you have, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe. And as always, take care out there, and I will catch you next time. See you later.